I've captured a monster that I think should be in Wilds.
What is it?
It's in the cage. It's right in front of it. It's in the cage. I put it in the cage, and I brought it to show you. It's right there. Open your eyes, you blind fool.
Why don't you open the cage?
Why don't I let it out?
How am I supposed to know what it is?
Look through the bite, literally on the table, you flipping woolly mammoth!
I don't believe you.
So?
I feel like we already have enough fire element monsters.
It's got 3 heads, though.
Are those heads?
I think so, right?
I think they're tails.
Now, I do think it's a little bit nervous. It doesn't seem to be moving as much as when I first caught it.
How did you even get it in there?
Oh, I built the cage around it.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It makes 100% sense.
That's a lot. That's like 100 cents.
Okay, look, I know it's a candlestick. I'm just really bored.
Look, man, it's not been that long since we've done anything.
So while a candlestick might not be a monster in Wilds, many other things might be. But...
I mean, that's true.
But.
A butt could be a monster.
A butt could be a monster. Recently, Cotton released a 10 huge, massive, giganormous predictions for Wilds without any knowledge of Wilds whatsoever except the reveal trailer.
I did do that. That happened.
So today I'm gonna give it a listen. I'm gonna give it a listen, and then you're gonna say stuff, and I'm
also here.
And I'm gonna go, who knows? And you're gonna get.
See, based on the way this is set up, where I'm also here, I feel like it's more accurate. They're gonna be like, "What?" And then you're gonna be like, "Explain yourself," and I'm gonna be like, "No."
Turns out all 10 are gonna be 100% accurate, and I'm like, no.
There's just no conversation for the whole video.
Anyway, I'm gonna open the cage.
Oh no, it's on fire!
Oh my god! So here we are then in the void of knowing things. I would say the memory void, but this video happened like a week and a half ago, so it's not like it's remember when.
It's a very shallow void, this one.
It's a very shallow void. So
look, wormholes are inconsistent.
let's get into it. And if you ever want to get into it with us directly, you can do so by becoming a patron down below. It keeps us going and means a hell of a lot.
Hell.
Yeah, man, hell. Hilarious.
It's a good pun.
Cotton, who turned the lights off?
Oh, I really thought there was an issue.
No, that's part of the video.
So normally I do watch everything that Cotton makes, but obviously with this one, knowing I wanted to do this, I've not seen anything, so I am intrigued.
Okay, all right.
Shut up! I'm sharing. Sharing? What it feels like to know absolutely nothing about Monster Hunter Wilds.
Why is the implication that the feeling of not knowing anything about Monster Hunter Wilds is equivalent to watching the reveal trailer half squinting?
It's not half squinting. It's like barely. It's like 10%. It's like the idea is like you get the idea of Wilds, but you can't see anything.
Oh, you just get the notion. They get the notion of Wilds.
Yeah, it's just like I think that's new, but I can't see anything.
So you don't even know about Slaughterbout and the...
How do you know about Slaughterbout?
Oh, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is great. Great series.
I can't believe Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is spoiling Wilds in the future.
I know, right?
Dingle Locker? Shut up! Stop spoiling!
And the Dingle Locker as well. That's the flagship.
Oh no! Oh, that ruins everything.
That does ruin everything, Cotton.
Stop talking right now! Ladies, gentlemen, and monsters of all ages with monsters.
Do you ever get bored of talking to yourself?
Yeah. But then I realized that it's actually 2 people, so it's not weird.
One of me does, but the other one's still really into it.
Well, yeah, that's why the other one's telling him to shut up. And as a figment of your imagination, I could ask you the same thing.
Yeah, I don't enjoy my own company when I'm 2 people.
I just think that guy's a bit irritating.
God, this really is the fucking launch trailer.
It is. It's the only one I've seen.
Yeah, I guess you literally can't put other ones in.
Turner Wilds on the horizon.
See, I now know the names of all of these. Is that not crazy? You don't even know what the mount's
Are you
called?
implying they have different names? Is it like Greg and Steve and then like Bob and the
yeah, I know the name of each individual bear monster.
Oh, awesome.
God, that's mental. I remember, obviously, way back in last December, calling them the new bear monster. Whereas now,
New bear monster.
I've seen them, like, hunt. I know their names. I know the smell of their faces. Like, it's so surreal. I have to now go back to calling them Mystery Bear Monster, because
You don't have to say mystery. You can just say the bear monster. It's not like there's multiple.
I really can't stress enough, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it's not a bit. Like, he genuinely, just the reveal trailer, which is hilarious.
This is the only thing I've seen is this trailer. I've seen these bears so many times.
Oh, the one thing people do keep asking is if I've told you the release date. I think I've told you the release date.
No, I heard the release date from somebody else. You didn't tell me.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't. Yeah, I wanted that to be a surprise.
There's this moment where I came to you. It's like, look, I know I'm supposed to stay blind on Wilds, but why didn't you tell me they announced the release date?
I genuinely didn't tell him they announced the release date. I remember. Oh, that's so funny.
We are now at a stage where literally the only thing I have seen from the game was the very first initial reveal trailer, and everyone else who is following it has seen the hell of a lot more. A number of people have even played the game at this point in demos.
God, it's actually really cool to me to see the reveal trailer again, because I've not watched it in a long while.
I bet you have extra context.
Now knowing the extra context we have, it's so...
Like those little guys are the new end boss.
Yes, it's so... I don't want to say misleading, but I can see now why it would have been so easy to draw outrageous conclusions.
Why are you saying this to me?
Gamescom, including on this very channel, but not me, because I am fully spoiler-free aside from that reveal trailer. And the thing is, that hasn't stopped me from being incredibly hyped up about Wilds. I think about it constantly, and so today I'm going to just sort of reveal the demented inner workings of my mind and make a bunch
of...
of
that every day.
I do, but today I'm honest about it.
Grounded predictions. I expect little, if any, of these to end up being true when the game comes out.
At the end of this, I might give you a number that's close enough that it's true, but not say which points it is.
Okay, it's gonna be all of them.
They're based off of a very small amount of information that I have, and then just things that I think would be interesting or maybe fitting, given the little bit that I do know. And for me, this is just sort of a way to get all of my pent-up excitement out. And for all of you, you will either get to laugh at how terrible and silly and how...
I should get you to genuinely guess the names of everything in the reveal trailer, just to see how close you could accidentally get it.
Let's go for it.
I guess the name of the weapon that the hunter's using.
Large sword.
Oh.
Correct I am, or be in awe of my amazing prediction abilities. And the best part is, I'll have no idea of which it is, because the comments will probably have...
Actually, yeah, that's a really good point. You genuinely won't know about any of this until next year.
Yeah, pretty much.
In a provable way, but I like the idea. So first prediction, there will not be a single returning monster in Monster Hunter Wild.
You see Rathalos.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
I love how you immediately knew why I paused. Like, no, keep on.
Yeah, no, because the sentence wasn't over.
Except Rathalos. Rathalos was in the reveal trailer.
Okay.
There you go.
But surely, if Rathalos is in it, then Rathian has to be, so that already goes against it.
I mean, maybe.
So I know he's going to be there, but I've always said as...
But the idea is just what I want it to be.
You know, I'd like a game that's just Rathalos and Rathian. I want a Monster generation where Rathalos is lonely.
Yeah, I just think that Rathalos should have no friends. I think he deserves that because he's a dick.
I want in Wilds it to be Rathalos's like divorced and like self-destructive era. I want midlife crisis Rathalos, like a variant. That'd be cool.
That'd be good, yeah. I just really like the idea of a Monster Hunter game where it's like mostly new monsters.
I mean, that was literally trying.
Yeah, but it's been a while, and I wasn't there when that came out, so it doesn't
Granted,
count for
tried
me.
a very small roster, but it was mostly new. Pretty much just like Rathalos and I think maybe Diablos. It's been a while.
Much as I love the old monsters and it's fun to have them return, there would be something truly refreshing and special about a new Monster Hunter game and a new generation without a single familiar face returning. Obviously, the requirements of development for that game would be a lot tougher, if so, a lot more designs to visualize and...
I will now react to this prediction. There, that's the end of my reaction.
That was a good, like, satisfied thwomp noise.
Thing is, relevant of what I do or don't know, I do agree with you, and it's something I said a while ago. It is nice to get 100% new monsters, but it is a lot of work.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like that's why it's the first one of the big bold predictions, because I think that one has like a 0% chance of ever happening. But I think it's an interesting thing to talk about.
Fights create around them as well, and to keep up the sort of standard of quality that Monster Hunter has in their games, having way more new...
What do you think the name of this the area in the reveal trailer is? So like in Worlds, the desert area is called the Wild Spire Waste. What do you think this is called?
As far as I'm concerned, I don't even know if this is like a game with multiple areas or if this is just
yeah, of course. Just what do you think the name of this land that you're seeing right now is?
crackling wastes. No, it can't be wastes. They already did waste. The crackling expanse.
That's not the worst name, admittedly.
Monsters would just make that a much tougher goalpost to hit than the regular sort of mix of new and returning, bringing back things you already know work. However, in a world where this, Monster Hunter Wilds, is by far the largest budget
I will say something that I don't think really is a spoiler. That little Rathalos flying in the reveal trailer is still the only Rathalos.
Okay, good. So it's not even necessarily a fight.
Like that's all he's done. He's not been anywhere else doing anything at any point, which I think is hilarious.
Every time they bring him back, they give him a pretty good refresh. So maybe they're trying to keep it like secret how much they've done to him here.
That's actually the case. They revealed like tons tons of really exciting new stuff, but the Rathalos in Wilds.
Gotta keep him. People are waiting for the Rathalos.
Monster Hunter game has ever been given. And this is one of Capcom's big sort of massive releases for 2025. It's one of the things they're pinning all their hopes on. I think it's almost possible for this concept to be a thing. And I think it would be really, really fun if it was, because in a way, it would give all of us a sort of new player experience to Monster Hunter. Every monster would be a surprise.
Yeah.
Every monster would be undefined, a sort of
Really, you say every monster would be undefeated.
Every monster undefeated because we all suck.
is that to me, this looks like essentially the open world Monster Hunter, meaning the largest maps we've ever had, if there even are multiple maps. And I think the best way to sort of work around that and the title of Wild.
It's so hard to resist pausing and making noises.
Just add them in post.
Just like, "Bacaw!"
That would be a good noise. Or pew pew.
They're not relevant thinking noises. It's so hard to resist just pausing and making noises. DJ! I punch you in the face. And it made the DJ sound. I was just like, punch you in the face.
DJ.
Sorry, when the intrusive thoughts become
I
external.
understand.
Would be to have us be a sort of like a scouting party into the wilds of the sort of environment. Like how in Monster Hunter World, we were part of the 5th fleet of the research commission to that area, but in Wilds, what if we're like part of the 1st fleet to another location? And as the 1st fleet in a new place, maybe there wouldn't be many returning or known species around to begin with. That said, tying in with this, I also predict that Rathalos will get a new subspecies or variant or whatever the special monster type is by the end of the story, but that one sort of feels like the free space on a bingo card. Moving on to my second prediction, then circling back a little bit, there will be one.
That was my bonus prediction. There's going to be a new Rathalos.
Man, that's a bold move.
I know, right? I just wanted to get 1 point, just like a guarantee, you know?
Technical map, which is an interwoven, connected series of different environments. Sort of like if the guiding lands from Iceborne was replicated on a scale of 10 times bigger or even 100 times the size, and that would be just what the whole game is based around.
This one I think is not like a bad one. I think this one's got like.
So to be clear, what you're saying is the equivalent as if you could go from the ancient forest to the wild spire waste in one map.
I will directly say that, I believe. Yes.
Biomes connected at different ends, and in order to keep that sort of Monster Hunter feel of map separation, there would be interesting methods of traversal, but not loading screens. Never a loading screen, like a full cave system between the desert and the forest, and maybe that cave system would in fact be its own sort of few zones for monsters that love caves, like a Giganox or a Kezu type. Maybe there's a
Yeah, that would be really cool. The Kezu and the Gigu, I mean, specifically.
Yeah.
The Gigu. The Kezu and the Gigu.
The Gigu.
I want to see Gigu back.
I love a good Gigu.
high elevation map area like the mountain map or a Coral Highlands equivalent, and the only way to get there is with gliding using the mount monster up some air vents or something like that. Maybe there's rope lifts from one area to the other that we would use the slinger that we saw in the
Yeah, but wouldn't you be worried that if there was like 5 big maps like World and they were all like you just walk between them, there's no loading screens, it would be like a behemoth task to have that all.
I mean, yeah, but it's not like they can't like just make things not render outside of vision.
You must at all points in every game load every asset at once, no matter where you are and what the player.
I just think that you should load into your memory every other player's stats that you walk by.
Shut up! For those of you that don't know, there was an issue with Diablo 4 for a while where existing in a town meant that you essentially, what's the monster equivalent?
It's like if you read everyone's item box every time you looked at
if you were in a 16-player Gathering Open World in Iceborne and your game had to load all 16 persons' item box and everything they had in it, but multiplied by hundreds because there's hundreds of people playing in each instance, so it just slows everything down. It is wild.
a real trailer to grab onto and use like we did in World and Iceborne. So in a way, maybe the map is just all one big explorable world tied together, but still sort of separated in chunks to keep you somewhat focused and to keep the biomes from sort of bleeding together and looking weird where
I hope the biomes aren't bleeding.
Well, no, bleeding would be bad unless one of them is a bleeding biome.
Welcome to the Bleeding Plains.
The blood plains.
And welcome now to the Blood Forest, and this is the Blood Sea.
Yeah, we get it. You like blood.
Every fucking locale is just blood.
And welcome to Blood Village.
We're all bleeding. Ah!
Everyone here is my family. You could say we're related by blood.
they overlap. They can even mess with terrain like they did with the Hoarfrost Reach in Iceborne, where they blocked off about half of the map for the first few times that you went there, and then in the story, as things opened up and you got through it further, the map actually opened and became much larger because these story events caused the literal terrain to shift. Next up, prediction 3. Some people will hate this, but there will not be any palicos in Monster Hunter Wilds. In Rise and Sunbreak, we had the palamute and the palico, and they served very different purposes from each other. In
Wait, genuinely you think that there won't be palicos in Wilds?
This is the big bold predictions video. It's supposed to be a bit out there.
Yeah, big and bold, but not stupid.
Yeah, but listen to my explanation. It's believable.
Yes, but I think that's ignoring the external factor that palicos are like the most marketable thing in Monster Hunter.
But replacements for palicos could also be marketable.
Player, you couldn't even have multiple, you can have one of each. You had to choose between them, you could only have one. In Wilds, we have a new mount monster species that seems to effectively just be a palamute with extra functionality, and it seems so intrinsically—
I bet you know the name of the bird, too.
Yeah, I do. I'm not allowed to tell you, though.
Why not?
It's a secret.
Everything's a secret.
No, a couple of things aren't a secret, but you're not allowed to know what those things are, so you still can't know.
Is it the stuff in the trailer?
Oh, shit, yeah, it's the stuff in this trailer.
Baked into what the world is from my guesses from the reveal trailer, but I don't think they would ever give you the option not to have this with you. Especially if it is a massive world, this would be the way that you'd get around it quickly. In the reveal trailer for the game, we see a hunter riding into and out of battle on this mount monster, but never do we see a palico at any point in it. And if this is supposed to be a representation of a proper hunt scenario in a sort of cinematic way, it doesn't seem like a coincidence to me that there wasn't a palico. So maybe the mount monster is essentially a palamute and palico combined functionality.
Palamute, the random bird mount.
It's a companion.
It's a fusion dance, palamute, palico.
That's how you get both of them on a hunt. Untransformed.
Why does a dog cat become a bird?
Well, it can't become a dog or a cat, obviously.
Into one creature. Or, you know, if we do have to have a companion, my favorite possibility, just for the sake of saying it, have it be a palico, sure, but then give them their own, like, tiny baby version of the mount monster species to ride on top of alongside us, just so they—
Yeah, do that.
No, you like have a palico and then it's running on like a baby bird.
Well, how else will it keep up with us? 'Cause if it was riding the thing, it should be riding it in the trailer.
That's so fun. You don't think there's enough space on it for extras?
I think that there is, but I feel like if they were going to, they would have shown it in the trailer.
Yeah, that is a good point. It is noteworthy by its absence in the reveal. How likely do you think that one genuinely is?
I think that one's very unlikely because of the exact reason you said, which is the marketability of palicos.
look real cute as they ride in, screaming battle cries, but that's not it. Because I also think the mount monster, being an entirely new creature with such a massive focus in the reveal trailer, will be an incredibly important part of the story. Specifically, my guess for that is that it is somehow related to what the flagship will be, or maybe even the big bad end boss of the story, the thing that gets—
Wait, what? You think, is it—
I think the mount monster will be in some way, like in the way that Malzeno is related to Geismagorm type of thing.
you think the mount will be related to flagship and or Elder Dragon?
But with the mount monster. Yeah, I think it'll have deep story ties is the idea.
Okay.
Like, I don't think it's just a randomly selected species.
That's a really difficult one to process.
revealed much further down the line. Maybe they're hunting down the mount species, maybe they're bringing them to a near extinction, maybe the mount species is the only one that can track.
That's so mean. Maybe they're just fucking killing them all.
I'm saying maybe they're dying and we've got like one of the last ones.
Why we have these creatures, why we're using these creatures past just they exist and look rideable. Speaking of the creature, one of the most interesting things noted by people in the reveal trailer for the game is that the hunter clearly has a great sword on their back, but there is a bowgun sheathed on the mounted creature. Most of my initial theories around this were simply the idea that you either just had two separate weapons and that was what they chose to display it with, or maybe that there was just a—
I never really noticed watching this reveal trailer, but the redacted are like doing barrel rolls in the sand as the redacted are running through the herd, and it looks hilarious.
I have not seen the barrel rolls you speak of.
Yeah, like the back left, the herd creatures when it here like back left, like they fall over and then just start rolling.
Oh, it's dead. That's just its death animation, I think.
You know, that's you're probably right, actually.
It does occur to me when you replayed that, it did just physically push it. Like, this is in-game footage. This isn't, like, pre-rendered. Like, you can see it just push it out of the way. They do look like tiny Kultaroths. Just a little bit.
Sorry, is that a prediction?
Yeah, they're gonna have tiny Kultaroth.
is when you're mounted, so you have access to offense even while riding. My new theory, though, to sort of pair with the original one of those that I think would be fun, the new prediction is while mounted, you'll be able to do a sort of special weapon combo move, like a hunter art or a wirebug skill type of equivalent, but what the attack is depends on what the two weapons you have equipped are. So for example, if you have greatsword and bowgun, like in this reveal trailer, maybe you could do something like using the greatsword, plunging it into the—
Fuck off! Like, actually go away. What is this?
This is an explanation of what I'm about to describe.
No, is it? Is it the fucking little rocket clipper?
No, you don't get it. It makes so much sense. That's how you represent a big shot.
Yeah, it's like it was a big shot. See,
Yeah, he used the great story as like a break, you know?
in the vaguest possible terms, and nothing to do with this prediction, the hilarious irony here is that this classic Akira slide has actually come up relevant to something entirely separate that recently got revealed in Wilds.
That is actually really funny.
So I am actually a little bit speechless.
The world speaks to me in unusual ways.
I mean, honestly, this Photoshop attempt is Photoshop, right? This wasn't how it was in the movie?
No, this is how it was, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember. It's been a while since I've seen Akira, so...
It's just a screenshot. You know how it is.
I can't believe that.
Round and stopping your momentum like the Akira turn, and then shooting a big shot from your high-powered bowgun while the momentum is stopped for massive damage and high accuracy, or just really cool-looking things like that add to the cinematic nature of combat. Maybe something like dual blades and insect glaive would be like throw both dual blades into the monster, impaling them, then use the glaive to send the bug out, who then knocks these blades in deeper, and then pulls them back and retrieves them for you back to the mount. Just fun things like that, really. My next prediction...
That is out there.
It is, but I think that's fun. They've done out there things in the past.
Also, this is an incredible frame that makes it like Brute Tigrex is eating the...
Yeah, he's managed to just get halfway through the wing.
while it's perfectly balancing a rock on its other wing.
Then, in a similar vein, is that there will be 2 new weapon types in Monster Hunter Wild.
Whoa, 2?
2.
Why are you laughing like you make it happen by saying this? Like, what is this? What didn't mean anything.
I'm telling you, it'll be 2.
That is outrageous.
I think they are riding hype waves really effectively so far, and with the game theoretically releasing in the first few months of 2025, we are coming up to what is sort of the...
I just want 2 new weapons, to be honest with you.
Like, I feel like Anakin did when he got told he wasn't having a seat on the council. You know, that's my reaction to hearing those 2, that prediction. 2 more new weapons. Like, it does feel like I recognize you've made a prediction, but as it's a stupid prediction, I'm electing to ignore it.
Oh no, it makes a lot of sense because how like 1 weapon that's obvious. That's boring. You need to go for 2 weapons.
Oh, if you could have 2 weapons, then you need 2 new weapons. You could use both new weapons at once. Genius.
Final rush before release as far as marketing goes. I know conceptually that we have had things like videos that show off the existing weapons and how they function in Wilds.
I do know those exist.
But I know they exist. But I think that's all part of the sort of big master plan. Just as we hit a lull between reveals, we'll have a massive announcement of 1 new weapon coming to Wilds. Maybe this will happen around the Game Awards in December, for an example. And then just as hype hits maximum after that happens, the next month, 1 month later in January, bam, surprising everyone, a 2nd new weapon announced for the game. And that would solidify the hype train until the release of the game not too long after that. The reasoning for this...
right. As a marketing plan?
I really don't think the hype train needs help solidifying.
It's been a couple of generations since the last new one properly, and I think the best way to reveal them would be after everyone already has a decent picture of what the rest of the game would look like without the new weapons involved, which I think is probably around the place most people seem to be now from all of the released content.
What the hell is this footage?
This is a Devil Joe.
What the hell is a Girl and Jack?
Galimba Jacks?
Yeah.
It's a cat. It's just one of the random cats that existed on the map. Oh, and that's a dude, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at that. It's a dude.
Who the fuck is that? Who have you been hunting with?
I was just hunting a Devil Joe, and there's a look, man. Look.
Who have you been hunting?
I'm not here to be questioned.
Then who the fuck is John?
Look, that sword is only long. It's not great. You can see him over there. It's not a big deal.
Who is John?
Don't worry. John doesn't exist. That's just the name of Devil Joe's tail.
Who the fuck have you been hunting with? Where is this from?
Tail, why are you asking me these questions?
I'm so upset and offended right now. Who are these people?
He said thanks for the help. I was helping him.
Do you hunt without telling me?
I hunt frequently.
Excuse me?
Do you hunt frequently?
I never hunt without texting you letting you know I'm safe.
Okay, as long as you're safe.
This is more of a shock than anything you've said in the entire video so
I just
far.
wanted to play the cool zero-sum discharge build, and when you run out of mantles, you can't do that unless other people have the attention of the monster.
When did this happen?
I don't want to answer that. You won't like it.
When? When did this happen?
Remember when we went on vacation to Cuba and there was that one moment where I slipped off for like 10 minutes? I'm allowed to hunt with people. It's okay.
I didn't think we had an open hunt relationship.
You didn't want to hunt with me at all.
That doesn't mean I want you to hunt with other people.
Okay, understandable.
And also, I just want new weapons. That's my own opinion. I play every weapon at least a bit, and more weapons is just more fun as far as I'm concerned. Now we're going to get into a bit of my wackier stuff, and the next prediction being monster herds. Now with the reveal trail, one of the biggest things that stuck out was the grouping of bear monsters that sort of chased is the hunter around the desert. They don't look like small monsters to me, they look like large monsters, but there is a big group of these together. Logically speaking, this sort of makes sense as an increase in technology for the games coming to Monster Hunter, as real-life monsters do.
It is cool that within seconds of the reveal trailer, there is already clearly more large monsters on this map than has ever been allowed before in any other Monster Hunter game.
Send this outwards as much as we can with it still making sense. Every low-tier monster will exist in these herds, let's say. Let's say everything below the highest monster rank that isn't Elder Dragon. So everything up to like Rathalos, Devil Joe, Bazel Geese, Diablos level monsters will spawn in herds of varying sizes. Maybe you'd even get like a mating pair still of the monsters of that size, like a male and female who spawn together, a Diablos and a Black Diablos. But with lower tier monsters like the bears, there's always like 6 or maybe even more of them together because they are that weak that having that many together still isn't crazy threatening. But they hang out together with the assumption that they are around Jagras or Raptor difficulty tier probably, and everything between those ranks of monsters will have varying sizes of herd, varying groups as to what makes sense for the species. Quests will still only have one target, one monster, you only need to kill one, and maybe it's even a specific member of the herd that will be targeted and shown on your UI. You can't just choose one at random. And my big—
I'm liking this. I feel like you're absorbing this one.
Well, the thing is, you can't see my face. No one can see my face. If you could, you know, you'd be seeing the facial expression equivalent of like kind of going back and forth.
I just think it's interesting how long you've been silent. Like that tells me that this is on the edge enough that it's an interesting thing to consider.
Prediction tied to this is that there will be a whole sort of extra hunting prep section to the game where you use actual survival hunting tactics to lure out your specific target away from their group, from their larger herd, separating them to corner them into a 1v1 fight rather than engaging like all 6 at the same time. And rather than having the tracking be immersive, as that's a thing that people often talk about, have an immersive moment instead of trying to separate a single member from a larger group to create a more fair fight. Because
who the fuck is Chief?
Who is Chief? They're the Chief!
Who the hell is Chief?
He's the Chief!
When did this happen?
He's the Chief!
When did you hunt a random Devil Joe with fucking Gulajax, John, and Chief?
It's Gulimjax, thank you.
2 long swords at once? Really?
Well, you can't say no to the Chief.
There is strength in numbers, and there are tactical ways to separate them, and you could even have it still be fightable in the full group of 6. It would just be harder, and it would sort of be a learning moment. Maybe even something as simple as like using a dung pod to make the other monsters stay away from the stinky one that you want to target, little things like that. And I think that that would be a really cool way to add a new—
The notion that you just make one too stinky and all the others are like, ooh, no, I don't want to be around you anymore.
Look, I assume it would probably be a new tool that would do it, but that's the type of idea I'm trying to get across.
So good! Oh no! Oh, sorry.
You're a bit stinky. I think we're gonna leave.
We exile you from this herd, you stinky boy.
Don't come with us. Stinky guy. Go clean yourself and come back, I guess.
Like, oh no, why would you do this? They were my friends for 10 years.
That's how we got them out, Monster. It's the same thing.
That would be a really cool way to add a new layer of immersion to hunting, because in a world where people seem to agree that tracking in the old games was just sort of fun, why not, instead of just removing the pre-hunt section entirely, sort of like we had in Rise Sunbreak, instead change how it functions, and instead of being about finding the monster, it's about creating the opportunity for the fight to happen in your favor. Moving on from this then, my next prediction is sort of tied to that a little bit. It's just far more aggressive invaders to the point of literally breaking your quests and making you restart on occasion, but as an actual sort of part of the story. Almost like the Monster Hunter version of the Nemesis system from the Shadow.
Whoa, that would just be so annoying.
Well, no, make it like a story thing, you know?
Good old Gimub.
Gimub's the Destroyer.
Why are they just like staring into each other's eyes, holding hands?
That's how they become nemesis, because they can't actually kill you, so he's like looking at you as he kills you, and so he'll remember you, and you remember him.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And then he gets stronger, and that's what I want for monsters. Is like every time they cart you, they get stronger, but like across multiple hunts.
Mordor games, perhaps. Let's say there is a devil.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's gonna fuck him up.
He's gonna do something. After they just had that lovely little stare down.
Well, he's got a sword. He can fight back. He's choosing not to, so clearly they're enjoying themselves.
Joe or Devil Joe equivalent monster, of course.
Oh,
he's stronger now.
It will maybe even kill your target monster for you, which will technically complete the quest.
That's Scoth Uglyface. Don't ask him how he got that name. He's a bit sensitive about it.
I didn't know you knew Scoth Uglyface.
That's actually John's real name.
But the quest won't just end you out immediately, because you will have this giant monster still chasing you down, and it will keep following you and it won't let you leave until you're either carting away back to the hub or you've somehow made it to a properly safe place. This monster will totally outclass you when you first see it, and I want it to essentially be an evolution of the classic, oh no, there's a Tigrex in my Lagambi hunt, or something like that, but just as a constant feeling of dread, like even with a maybe flagship type creature that has a chance of hunting you down, and the knowledge that it isn't a different member of the same species each time, it's always the same one, and you have it just be like a random chance on every quest. It lives in this.
I just think it'd be cool if there's a really irritating stalker that just wouldn't leave you alone.
I guess to me, it's like, I don't think quests need to be a guaranteed success, you know? I think having just a random chance of failure makes it very, like, real-lifey.
This area, and it seems to have a grudge against you because you keep running into it. Eventually, you would, of course, get the gear to reach the power level of the monster, and you would have a cool climactic fight with it as part of the story, and hopefully defeat it. And once you do, the species will stop being quite as invasive to your quests. Or at least, maybe in that area specifically. You could even have, like, a different member of the species, or even a different species of invaders for each biome, something along those lines, and that could be a really fun concept, I feel like. Past that, 3 predictions left, and the
Surely it can't be an invader if it's only tied to one biome.
Well, I mean, invader is in quest invader, not like map invader.
Not like space.
They don't descend slowly side to side. I mean, that would be a cool flying animation.
Surprise, man, you nailed that one. There's actually alien monsters in WILDS, so.
First one is mechanical, and it's that we will only be able to heal while riding the mount monster. I think if we want to really feel the
Yeah, that's the one I think is probably the least likely.
Well, like you're gonna lose the ability to drink unless your feet are off the ground.
Basically. Like, I think this is an interesting one. I just don't think they would ever do it.
relatively light on actual supplies. We may not even have things like tents or camps set up to actually restock on healing in the middle of a hunt the way that we used to in 5th generation. So what if we extend that further by moving the concept of the hunter's pouch itself over to the mount monster? Maybe you still let the hunter have like 1 or 2 potions that you could carry on foot. Maybe you can still carry like your whetstone or something, but the rest of your supply bag all on the mount monster, so you can only use it while mounted. Literally the concept of using these saddlebags on the creature itself as your storage, rather than some invisible infinite pouch that happens to be on your character's hip or something like that. This would add a fair bit of realism, but it would also change the pacing of a hunt. I don't know if it'd be too much. I think it's just an interesting idea, and this would also just mechanically sort of refunction how healing.
But that would just be like playing Rise Sunbreak, but you can only heal on your paladin.
You can heal not on your paladin. You just choose to heal on your paladin.
No, but then you can only heal on your paladin.
That is the suggestion.
Version was too simple, and it all ties together to the big focal point of the reveal trailer, which is that mount monster once again. Second to last, the hub area, our Astera, Celiana, Kimura Village, or Elgato equivalent, is going to be a massive fuck-off airship.
Yeah.
That's not where I expected that sentence to go.
Massive fuck-off airship.
Why?
Because if it's like a big open world map, you could have just a big airship in the middle, and that's how we get to each of the places.
Oh, it was a way to keep it like
Centralized, yeah.
That's not the worst idea.
Just a really big floating town in the sky, basically. We saw the slinger in the reveal trailer, and maybe that's because we have this so that we can still grab onto ring drakes to travel like we did in World Iceborne, and these can even take us up to this airship the whole way. This would
I hate seeing this airship. It just gives me PTSD.
That's fair enough.
Like, this is like Gabradora, Shantien. Like,
But I also think it's like the right shape for if you were to have like an airship town. It would be that big and massive.
I think it's pretty stupid. Like 2 big balloons with a platform lashed on top.
It's just a multi-blimp.
Sorry, yeah, it's just a multi-blimp. My bad.
And 2 of them have Pinocchio noses.
Oh, and 2 of them are filthy liars, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and if they lie more, the airship gets bigger.
That's how it dragonates, by lying furiously in the direction of monster.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
But you do it from literally anywhere on the map. You could have it up in the middle of the map if it is truly a more open world style of Monster Hunter. And then you could even have a really fun sequence to start a hunt from this hub by descending from the airship on the wing drake and using that to manually control which part of the map you land on, rather than like spawning in at a camp.
In other words, Fortnite.
Why do you want a battle royale then?
Well, I just think it's a cool way to enter a Monster Hunter hunt. Like, you know, you just land in the zone you want. You like control it on the way down. It'd be cool.
For something automatically, you could literally have a sequence where you glide down to whatever your intended position is, and you have to aim it purposefully, like it's almost like a battle royale game, starting in the actual around, something like that. The floating city level airship would be a perfect thing to fit the concept of a scouting party sort of game. Though if it is truly just a scouting party and it's small, then floating city might be a bit far, maybe just a relative.
Oh, yeah, they really got a lot of resources for this scouting party.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to say it's a scouting party, then, you know.
Take the scout city.
A slightly larger than average airship, perhaps.
Relatively larger airship than normal. But I think that would be a really cool hub for this. It's where all the NPCs would stay, and it would be our main place to get in and out of quests, and we could do it in an interesting way, like I mentioned with the wing drake gliding. And I think that would be a really fun way of doing it, using Monster Hunter appropriate technology to fit the world that I've seen so far of Wilds from the reveal trailer. Then my final prediction of the day, the Clutch Claw will return in Monster Hunter Wilds after its slow death and ice.
Boo!
I'm not done!
Boo!
It's not
Get
done!
off the
Continue. The sentence isn't over!
Boo! Stupid hammer man!
If you're gonna boo me, then boo me after my sentence is
Don't need to
done.
watch the rest of this. You've ruined it all. You've ruined the entire experience now. This is a waste of time.
The slinger was introduced in World and the Clutch Claw in Iceborne, and a lot of people, quite rightfully, did not enjoy how it felt like it removed some of the variety from hunting monsters in general. If you wanted to be properly effective, every fight started with 10 to rising and Clutch Claw flinching by shooting monsters into walls, and it made the weapons all sort of share this weird overlapping and oppressive requirement to actually begin a hunt, and all of it ran on timers, so you sort of had to redo it as you kept going further in the hunt. The prevalence of these as mechanics also made monsters just permanently enraged, essentially, because of the way that you had to use the mechanics, which also heavily changes the pacing of a Monster Hunter fight, the sort of ebb and flow of a Monster Hunter hunt that makes it have that sort of feeling like there are intense moments and calmer moments. All that said, with Slinger clearly being back in this reveal trailer, I don't think it's really out of the realm of possibility to have like a mid-game unlock or upgrade as part of the story that is the return of the Clutch Claw.
Too bad. The only downside of losing the Clutch Claw is losing Clutch Claw only builds like this bowgun.
Yeah, I mean, this is just like one of the coolest things the Clutch Claw made.
Cool attacks you can do with it. But no matter what it would be, my prediction is both that the Clutch Claw will return and that whatever form it takes, people will love it in general. It will be a redemption, no, maybe even revenge for the Clutch Claw. Everyone who
It's a revenge of the Clutch
Revenge.
vindicated, and in time, many years from now, everyone would forget that they even disliked the old version in Iceborne because the Clutch Claw in Wilds would be too loved. That's it then, everyone. A bit of a funky one today for sure. Just going over a bunch of my
What a weird person you are.
I am weird.
What a little weirdo. What a little...
Wilds as the one person on this channel who has seen extremely little information about the game, and of course, none of the actual gameplay. Again, I have no idea how these predictions have gone. I don't know. Some of them are probably instantly incorrect. Some of them may already be proven true if I got some luck in there, but my main goal either way is to just give you some entertainment because you have...
Well, I am not entertained. I'm disgusted, and quite frankly...
You sound like you're having a good time until I said the words Clutch Claw.
Yeah, exactly. You've completely...
Yeah, but the whole prediction is not that it will come back. It's that you will love it when it comes back. So how can you dislike that? How can you dislike the prediction that you'll love something?
the knowledge that I don't, and I hope that helps it hit the mark. Like if you liked the video, subscribe to the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet.
The way you said that was very like anime bodybuilder, like stay sweet.
Stay sweet. Okay, so all right. Do you want a score?
Yeah, give me a 73.
I give you a 3.5.
Okay. What units are we working with?
Do you mean what prediction units?
Okay, so 3.5 prediction units. Okay. Do I get to allocate which ones those go to?
No, you don't.
Can I not put all of them in 2 new weapons?
You know what? You get 2.5 now.
Damn it.
How interesting.
Going in Clutch Claw.
How interesting. How interesting. The thing is,
now we'll do the opposite one of these, where like I'll watch a video where you talk about Wilds, but I won't be able to actually watch it.
yeah, you won't listen or see it. You'll just be there.
Yeah.
The thing is, you will forget about this by the time we're actually playing it, so it's not like you'll get to have a, oh, I was right moment.
Unless it's like one of the major ones that's just constantly on my mind, like the ear shit.
That's true. I mean, what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? You will have had a similar experience to me watching this with a certain amount of,
Ooh.
in certain places. I'm considering your lack of any real knowledge on Wild specifically. I mean, I'm not insulting you.
I understand. I'm dumb.
Considering you're a dumbass.
It's just a fact. It's part of life.
I don't think you did too badly there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's
I
nice.
wasn't trying to do good. I was trying to
If
have
you guys
fun.
would like us to do similar things, I totally think one where I do get him to pre-name everything in the reveal trailer would be amusing. But in any case...
And knowing Monster Hunter names, there's no way I could get any one of them wrong.
Exactly. Let us know. But for now, let me know what you think of what Codden thinks and what I think of what Codden thinks.
Yeah, what you thought about what I think.
You let me... Just let us know everything. Just let us know everything.
Just talk to... What's going on in your local area right now?
Yeah. What's your social security number? Everything, honestly, is what I'm thinking. So...
In numbers, perhaps.
Is that right? Is that right?
I think so.
Is it? Because it's an I number here, so.
An I number?
NI number is the social security equivalent.
Like a number for your eye?
I'm trying to translate for the people.
Well, the people appreciate it. We appreciate it.
So why are Americans Mickey Mouse?
We appreciate it. Thank you, Josh, for listening to our social insurance numbers. I'm not a Canadian. I'm Mickey Mouse.
This has gone off the rails. I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe and everyone. Fucking hell!
So you're gonna hurt everyone.
Subscribe and hurt everyone.
Subscribe, hurt people, do crimes. Mickey Mouse.
This is a Pie in the Future channel on Patreon down below. And until we meet again, a goodbye.
Goodbye.